Hey guys, hope your week was awesomely spent. So for this refashion, I drew my design from a suggestion given by one of my refashion supporters from my Instagram page. So I took a men's oversized shirt and created a short pants halter romper with a matching visor. Let's start creating. Now the first thing you want to do is put on your shirt. Button it up and mark where you'll be cutting the shirt. For me, it's right below my third button, as the pants needs to be a little above my navel to ensure I have enough fabric to create my waistband. Once that's done, take the shirt off, button it back up, and lay it nice and flat on your table or your floor, wherever you're working. Once you've done that, take your ruler, a marker or a chalk, and just draw a straight line right through that mark you identified. Then take your scissors and cut along that line. Now that you've separated your shirt and created a top and a bottom aspect, take that bottom aspect and cut open the sides of it. We need to make 2 pieces of fabric. Alright, take one of the pieces, fold it in half, right side facing right side. Take a pre-existing shorts that fits you well and is non-stretch just like your fabric. Fold it in half at the front and make sure you get that nice crotch curve showing. Then place it flat onto your fabric. Take a marker or a piece of chalk, start from the top corner of your fabric and draw that nice curve that is shown with the pants. Then take your scissors, cut that shape out, and you're going to do that same step for the next piece of fabric that you have, because you need a front and a back. Once you have your front and back patterns, you're going to take them to the machine, run a stitch along the crotch, and you're done. So after placing your stitch along that crotch curve, place your back piece on top of your front piece, right side facing right side, and we're going to attach the 2 pieces by the crotch area. So take some pins or your clips and just pin or clip that area, take it to the machine and run a stitch along there. Okay, no, I have not sewn the sides as yet. That's just pins I'm using. Oh god, just now the pin popped out of place. I just wanted to show you guys how loose and nice my crotch area of the pants is and how easy it is for me to execute a perfect chicken dance. Oh yeah. Wak, 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 wak. Actually want to add some pockets to this pants. I didn't get a chance to do it in a couple of my upcycles, and I want to do it for this one. So I want to share with you guys how to go about doing it. Now, the first thing you want to do is take a ruler, or you could use your measuring tape, but I prefer a ruler because it's a sturdy line that I'm going to get. So what you're going to do is on one side, you're going to start with one side first, place your ruler at the top, lay it, let it start at the top of your waist area there. Then you're going to measure down 6 inches. So you're going to go down from the top and you're going to stop at 6 inches. So just mark off where that 6 inches. Now that we have that marked off, we want to make this 6-inch point a midpoint. And why I'm saying that is now we have to create that opening that's going to be the area for us to put our hand into the pockets. And we want that area to actually be 6 inches wide. We want that area where we have to put our hands 6 inches wide. So what we're going to do is use this 6-inch mark we just created here and let this mark be our midpoint of our 6-inch wide pocket opening. And half of 6 is 3. So let your number 3 on your ruler rest right by that 6-inch point we made a while ago. And then you're going to take your marker and you're going to mark where the top of the ruler is laying. And then you're going to mark where number 6 on your ruler is laying. So from here to here is our pocket opening. Repeat this step on the other side of the pant leg. Now this is my scrap piece of fabric and we need to make our pocket sacks. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold my scrap fabric in half like that. And then I'm going to fold it in half again this way. Alright. So I'm hoping that I have enough scrap fabric here to make what I need. And it looks like I do. Now remember, the opening of our pocket is 6 inches wide. So the top of our pocket sack has to also be 6 inches wide. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I'm getting my 6 inches here. So I'm going to take my ruler and draw a 6-inch long line. Then I'm going to take my hand, place it right here like this. Take my marker and I'm going to start from one point of the line, trace around my fingers, and then I'm going to come back up to the next point of the line. So I have a sack shape drawn out. Let me bring it up for you to see. I don't know if you can see the drawing, right? So that's my pocket sack right there. I'm gonna take my scissors and cut open and okay, so now that we have our pieces for our pocket sack, this is one pocket sack and you need to have 2 pieces for it. This is my other pocket sack here. But we're going to deal with just one pocket sack. I want to show you how to attach it. So make sure that your measurements for your pocket opening that you made originally on your pants material, you have it reflected on the other piece of material as well. So this is your back panel and this is your front panel. Make sure that you have that same measurement out on this panel as well. What you want to do is take one of the pieces of pockets and you're going to lay right side, facing right side. You are going to lay that pocket onto your pants. So the edge of your pocket sack, you're going to lay it, line it up on that marking of your pants. Take your next pocket sack piece, right side facing right side. Okay. And what you're going to do is the same thing. Attach it at the same points you marked off for your pocket opening. Okay, good. So if you look, after you've stitched the pocket piece onto the pants piece, you're going to have a nice clean attachment. So the same steps that you use to attach on this side, you're going to do the same thing on this side. Just repeat what you did here on this side and that's it. Alright, so now that we have our pockets attached to the pants, okay, attached nice and even, it's time for us to close up the side of our pants. Now what you want to do is make sure that your pockets are lined off nice and even. Take a pin and just pin that into place. Once you have that in place, it's time to attach the sides. Now you're not going to do what you normally do and attach a straight going in this straight line. You're not going to do that. So let's say you're starting from the top by your waistband. What you're going to do is, this is the direction you're going to stitch in. This is how you're going to stitch. You're going to come down, and as you reach where the pocket starts, you are going to go around and stitch close your pocket sack, come back around and then continue going down the side of your pants. So it's going to go stop where the pockets begins and then just cut across into the pocket. That's how the machine goes. When you reach at the end where the pocket stops, you just continue going down and finish, close off the side of your pants. What you just did for this side, you're gonna do for the next side. Alright, so my pockets are attached. I tried on my pants and everything is in order. So let me just show you the stitching. So I hope you can see it. So as you can see, I started from the top. When I reached right at this point where the pocket starts, I went and I started stitching around the pocket pouch. And then I came right where the pocket ends, right here. And then I continued on my way down. Now I stopped right here because my shirt had a split and I want to keep that in my shorts. So that's why I didn't go all the way down. But that is how your stitch should be. Starting, going round, coming back out and continuing going down. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is cut away the sleeves. Now, my design for the top is going to be a halter style. Okay, so now it's time to work on creating that halter top out of the shirt. Now, I want to fold my collar up a bit because I want to be able to access the areas properly. Okay, so I'm only going to do this for one side, and then I'm gonna be able to trace to make sure I get the exact thing on the other. So let me come up closer. So you see this connecting area right here underneath the collar, right where the shoulder and the shirt collar meet. I'm gonna draw my line starting from that point. So I'm gonna mark from that point, and then I'm going to come down following where my bust is, making sure that I give myself coverage and go down. So you see that mark that I created there, and I'm started all the way from the top where I said I would, and I came down following right along where my bust is, and I went under. So this is where I'm gonna cut to create my, I'm just using my French ruler to get myself a nice clean curve as possible. Now that I have it, I'm just gonna cut. Make sure you're only cutting the front of your top only, all right? Only the front of your top. Once you've cut that side and cut away all excess pieces of fabric will also be that floppy piece you're gonna see at the top of the shoulder seam there. Cut that away as well. Once you've done that, fold your shirt so that you can mirror that same cut line on the other side of your shirt. So once you've mirrored that, you can go ahead and cut away all the excess fabric as well. Fold in all your raw edges, run a stitch, and let's move on. Yeah, baby. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys something. Now, because I cut my shirt right under my third button, I don't have enough fabric to reach the pants where I want the pants to actually fall. My back area is just fine, right? It's long enough so it can reach. but the front can't. Now I can yank the pants up to reach it, but I don't want to do that because then my crotch area is gonna look pull up, which I don't want. So what I'm going to do is use this extra piece of fabric that I cut away from the back, and what I'm going to do is cut it into a neat rectangular shape because it has a curve. So I'm going to cut it into a neat rectangular shape. I already took my ruler and drew a line right underneath this curved area so that I can get the fabric that I need. I'll be cutting it in half. So I just fold it to give a little illustration, and I will be attaching one half to this side of the shirt and then attaching the other half to this side of the shirt, which is going to give me the required length that I need to play around with and attach it to the pants. Okay, so now that I've attached my extra piece to the front, I'm going to attach my top to my pants. Now make sure before you start attaching, you could identify your front midpoint, which I can do here, and my back midpoint, which I can also do here. What I did to find my back midpoint was I fold the top in half, make sure it was even. I made my seam, my left seam touch my right seam. I lined it up and I was able to get my back midpoint. So I'm gonna get ready to attach. Now I'm gonna take the front of my pants and I'm just gonna look and identify which side is my front because I marked it off. Okay, so this is the front of my pants. I am going to take my pants and put it inside of my top. Now that it is on the inside, I'm going to line up the top front center seam with the pants front center seam. Right? Now that I have that in place, I'm just going to take a pin and clip that in place. I'm going to line up my back center seam with my top back center seam. I'm just going to say pen. I'm going to clip that into place. Then I'm going to line up my side seam from my top with my side seam for my pants, which I have right here. It's easy for me to identify. I'm going to take a clip that in place. Do the same for the other side. Identify your side center seam, which I have right here, and the other side center seam. Take my clip it together, and here it is. Now every time your top is always going to be bigger than the pants itself. The only way that comes into even is when you pull your pants waist, which is the elastic. Once you pull that, when you're attaching, simply just pull and stitch. Go around it with a zigzag stitch, and that's it.